Trolling crankbaits and using lead core can be just such a deadly effective tactic, especially if you find fish on deeper contours. And this is something that can work early in the season, something that can work midsummer, and it's something that can work in the fall. Whenever you find fish anywhere from say 15 all the way out to 50 feet of water and they're tucked onto big areas, but they're on a specific depth or a specific contour, trolling crankbaits with lead core can be really effective. And part of the mystique of lead core is that not only can you follow these contours, but you can put really small baits like this SDR bullhead down into that deeper water. Now, one question we get asked a lot is what type of rods and reels do you use for trolling lead core? Now, we've designed a system of rods that not only handle the weight of lead core, you need a rod that's stiff enough to handle the weight of lead core. If you start letting 4, 5, 6 colors of lead out, there's a lot of weight on the rod. At the same time, you can't have such a stiff rod where the fish shake off, and so you need a parabolic rod that the whole rod bends all the way down to the handle when you get a fish on it, because typically you want to ski the fish behind the boat, but with bigger fish you can't always ski them behind the boat, and so sometimes you have to fight those fish below the boat. And so when you have to slow down, especially with big fish, and take your time, you need a rod that can cushion those head shakes and can cushion those runs, because when you're using lead core on a reel, it doesn't matter what kind of reel you're using, your drag is going to be compromised, where that fish is going to be able to peel line off the drag very easily. A lot of times we'll run 10.5-foot rods on the outsides, and then we'll run 5 or 6-foot rods on the insides just so we can spread them out, because again, if you put 4 colors of lead out, it can be really tough to use inline planer boards, and so we have to use the rods in order to spread the lines out and keep from getting tangled up. But if you have multiple people in the boat where you can use multiple lines, it's definitely a very effective technique where you can cover a lot of water and you can just find fish fast and you can keep the bait in the zone for long periods of time. Now, typically I'll use 17-pound lead core, and the key with using lead core is use a larger line counter reel. And so either use a 47 size or a 30 size, but use that larger diameter spool so that way you can fill up multiple colors. And typically, most of the time, we're filling up with at least 5 colors of lead. Sometimes you can use segmented lead core where you just put on 3 colors, especially if you want to use planer boards with it. But use a large reel and use a reel with a line counter. That's going to make your trolling that much more accurate.